Hello, this is Peter, Kenshin1913, along with someone who's back.
Mom.
And this is another Cooking with Kenshin1913. What are we going to be making today?
Today we're going to show you two different versions of baked apples.
Okay, your main ingredients are apples.
Now, what kind of those?
These are Cortland apples. We went apple picking this weekend and got these beautiful jumbo apples. I've never seen these. I think they're about a pound each. You could definitely use smaller ones, or you can use any kind of apple that you like. Brown sugar. I have some crayon raisins, but you can use regular raisins. Some recipes you can also add oatmeal, or you can leave it out if you choose to. Cinnamon, nutmeg. You could also use the oatmeal that's in the like breakfast instant oatmeal to add in, and that could be a flavored one. Maple syrup. If you want, you can use a little bit of honey, and also you can do a little dabble of vanilla if you wanted in your mixture, and then you're going to be ready. What we're also going to use is I'm going to show you several different ways to core your apple. So if you don't have one instrument, you can always use the other. So I have an actual apple corer. Just buy them in where they sell all the gadgets. You can use a melon baller.
That's
or
Stella.
Your paring knife.
She's here too. So let's get started.
Okay, one of the ways that we're going to show you is actually baking the apples.
Hold on. Hello. You got your shoes on? Stella's wearing big shoes today.
Yes, you got the big shoes.
She's sleeping over tonight. Now she's going to take a walk. Alright, we saw Stella Bella a little bit. And now it's time to core the apples.
Yeah, so one of the things we're going to do is we're going to make some that are actually baked. And they take about 30 minutes at 375. So we have our oven already preheated. And then we're going to show you how to do them in the microwave. I think I mentioned before I rarely use the microwave for cooking. But I remember one time I wanted to have a baked apple, really just for myself. And I didn't want to wait a whole 30 minutes, a half hour to do it. So I remember someone had said, oh, I do my apples in the microwave. So I tried it and it comes out really well. So that's another option that you could do much quicker. So what we're going to do is we're going to core our apples. Now the other thing that you could do, and I'll show you in the ones that go in the microwave, if you want to get fancy, you could take your vegetable peeler and then, you know, kind of go around and leave some of the skin on and some of the skin off to make it a little fancy. So this is, as I mentioned, the apple core. And you're just going to go straight in the middle, push down, and turn as you're going. And it's going to come out the other end, and it pulls it out. So it gets you started with your apple. And then you can take your paring knife, and because this is big, you could actually go back in with your corer, because if you can see, because this apple's so big, it has some of the seeds still in there.
Keep moving, I can't zoom.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go back in with our corer so that we get those seeds out of there.
Yeah, so this is one way you can do it.
Yep, this is one way.
Probably the easiest.
And we could go in just with a paring knife if you wanted to. This is a paring knife, kind of an all-purpose. And then you could just start, you know, cleaning your apple out. So
keep moving and I can't get a good shot.
Sorry. Okay, so I just want to get all those seeds out of there. And as I said, this is really a big, I never usually have to do it twice because I usually use smaller apples. This is the melon scooper. So you could also cut around your apple with your paring knife and then take your melon scooper and scoop it out if you don't have a corer. So here we are. We're pretty well set. So I'm going to do 4 of these and put them in. So we'll come back and then I'll show you how to do the mixture. Okay, one thing I forgot to tell you about all of the ingredients is we forgot to say that you're going to put a pat of butter on the top of the apples when you put them in to cook. So as you can see, and you could use the corer to make the hole bigger, and if you use smaller apples, the middle will be bigger as well. So I'm going to take some brown sugar. I have here about a half a cup or so. You don't have to pack it. I'm breaking up the pieces that are a little more solid. I'm going to put a little bit of my oatmeal, or you can use your bag of oatmeal. In here, if you wanted to add a couple of drops of vanilla, you could also. You could also add a couple of drops of rum if you wanted to. I'm going to put a little bit of my crayon raisins. Now you don't, remember, this is all optional, so you don't have to use this.
Yeah, I'll put everything that's optional in the video description. We're just doing this because we like a lot of good stuff.
So we're putting a couple of shakes of cinnamon, and we're going to put a little dab of nutmeg, and that's what we're doing. So that's basically done, and then we're going to pack them inside the apple itself.
So make sure that you have a stove safe cooking dish, because you're gonna want to have that ready for when you throw them in the oven, obviously.
So I need to make a little bit more of the stuffing for this.
Yeah, and then we'll come back and we'll have them all stuffed and ready to roll. All right, so we got them all stuffed.
We got them packed. So now I'm going to take a little bit of my maple syrup.
Again, this is optional. The thing about this is, like, you know, the nice thing about this baked apple recipe is you can kind of go anywhere you want with it. I'm going to put the bare bones. I'm going to put the bare bones recipe on as the ingredients, but I'll also add all the options.
See, it's nice when you have a symmetrical apple, so you can kind of get stuff right into the middle really nice. But we can't choose sometimes our apples and how they're going to be shaped. They're not perfect. Now you could also add, if you wanted to, instead of the maple syrup, you could put some honey.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna. And also, I was thinking about this when we were cutting them. I have caramel sauce that you can, this time of year, you can dip your apples in. You could also take this and pour it on top, or you could even pour it on after it comes out of the oven when it's kind of still hot. That would be absolutely delicious. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a pat of butter, which is about a 1/4 of an inch thick or so, and we're just going to push it right on the top there. I'm going to get my microwave ones ready as well, and we'll come back and we'll show you what they look like when it comes out of the microwave. We'll show you.
So what we're going to do is throw this in the oven for 30 minutes at 375 degrees And yeah, we'll show them when they come out. And now we'll start on the microwave ones.
Okay, this is for our microwaved one.
Yeah, what you want to do is make sure you have a microwavable safe bowl. Pretty much core the apple just like you did before. And whatever mixture you want to throw in there, you throw in there and you stuff it good. Pretty much the same basic premise.
Okay. Gonna do is drizzle a little of our maple syrup. Remember, you could also just put the maple syrup on afterwards if you choose, or not. Take our pat of butter and kind of push it in. And we are going to take our saran wrap or plastic wrap.
Whatever you got.
We're going to put it on the top. Now I usually leave a little area open so that the steam can come out. If you cover it totally, you want to put a couple of holes in the top so that the steam could come out.
Mm-hmm. So as you can see, my mom has left a little spot right there for the steam to come out. Now you're gonna put this in your microwave and
for
bake
about
it.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Now again, these are really big apples, even the ones that we're baking in the oven. So you're gonna have to judge them because they may take a little bit longer than kind of a normal size apple. These are kind of on the jumbo side.
Alright, so you put them in about 5 minutes on high, right?
Yep.
And let them go.
Okay, we just took this out of the microwave. They're not the prettiest because as you can see they shrivel up, but it's very soft. And see your syrup? It's actually turned into syrup. So you can pour it all along the side. We're gonna put some ice cream on top of this.
And then we're going to taste this. And the other one is still baking, so we'll be tasting that. But yeah.
When you take this out of the microwave, be very, very careful because your dish is going to be very hot. Plus your saran wrap over it is going to have a lot of steam in it. So you're going to peel back your saran wrap very carefully to take it off the top.
Okay, so let's put some ice cream and let's eat it. Alright, so here is our baked apple. Just one of them. This is the microwavable one. I'm not sure how much I can show you. But let's take a taste. Get in there. Grab all the good I can.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just cut it in like pieces so I can just eat it. So this is kind of like your apple pie without the crust.
That is good. Get a lot. I like the texture of the oatmeal. I like the texture of the oatmeal. It's good.
So you have a lot of options with these baked apples of putting stuff in or leaving it out. Really, it's whatever you like.
So this is very good, but we're not done yet.
Nope.
We gotta wait for the other apples to finish.
Yep.
Okay, here we are with our baked apples out of the oven. They don't get quite as mushy because they're cooking much slower, but the skin does. See, it will still get kind of, and it broke apart a little bit.
I bet that if you use regular sized apples, like these are pretty big apples, if you use regular sized apples, this would probably be looking a lot better, but whatever.
One of the things I forgot to say is, I don't know if you know the red hot candies. They're like a hotter cinnamon flavor. I've seen people put those in their apples as well, and so this will melt, and then just think about that little spicy or hot cinnamon flavor.
Yeah. So now we're gonna plate it and eat it.
Okay, we're laughing because we're saying that we're adding sweet on top of sweet. This is the caramel sauce. So I'm going to just drizzle a little of this. Now this apple is still hot. I can actually see it's still bubbling.
Yeah, this is...
You can actually still see that it's bubbling in there.
Yeah, so this is fairly decadent now. We're getting pretty hardcore decadent.
But wouldn't this be nice if you're having a dinner party?
Yeah, and you just
you
bake
did
a
it like
couple
this,
apples.
and then you can put a squirt of cream on top.
Yeah, this would be really lovely. So let's eat it. Alright, so here's our apples. Ma, if you want to bring yours in, if you can.
Can you see them?
So this is the actual baked apple. So I'm going to try this and give you the old comparison and contrast. Now, as you might notice, this apple is a little bit bigger than the other one, just because it kind of shrunk because, you know, microwaves pretty much hit any kind of water. Come on.
Careful.
It's still a little...
It's still bubbling inside, believe it or not, and it's been out for about 15 minutes cooling.
Yeah.
Now you can use, again, any kind of apples that you like. If you like them more tart, you might want to use a Granny Smith.
Ooh,
there's great sauce on the bottom. You can actually even make these, and if they're left over, just cover them up, let them cool down, put them in the refrigerator, and then reheat them again.
Now, I kind of like the fact, not to knock the microwave one, that one was very good too. Kind of like the fact we cooked them, they're still a little tough, so they still got like a little bit of bite to them. So they're not like 100% moussaka. I kind of like that because it reminds me of an apple still. And like apple pie filling kind of thing. But everything inside is pretty much the same, and it's just delicious. And I highly advise trying these because they're just good. And maybe sweet on sweet is pretty good. So try either kind. Excuse me, I'm eating with my mouth.
And let us know what you like for your options.
Yeah, this is a great fall thing to do. You're picking apples, you got a bunch in your fridge or whatever, you're like, what can I do with them? There you go. So, this has been Pete, or Kenshin1913, along with
Mom.
Welcome back. This has been another Cooking with Kenshin1913.
Enjoy and happy eating.
Mmm.